dating advice from dudes on the internet can screw you up, because when you have a completely unique snowflake of an interaction, every interaction and every lead or girl you're talking to is a complete unique snowflake, and it requires you diving into your social intuition and your senses in that interaction. And when you are watching a lot of content and now you're kind of brainwashed and influenced to, maybe some guy was telling you like, oh, you have to like set up the date and like make sure you nail her down and like, confirm here, confirm there, or like, oh, like be red pill, like be mysterious, like wait for her to text you after the date or something like that, as opposed to you feeling that interaction, that unique interaction, and knowing that actually the move was, I had a great time and I was going to send her a text like shortly after or like whatever. And you do that from a place of genuine authenticity and social intuition. That's what you should do, is follow your social intuition with each interaction. That said, some of the advice on the internet can have a place and a time, and maybe it's cool to keep in your back pocket, but hopefully it doesn't influence your game in that moment and in that stage of life for yourself. I think you should stay more true to your social interaction, your social intuitions, and your social common sense, and your natural vibes. It should all flow out of your natural vibes. Don't get too attached on advice from the internet, including my own, because I would, I've made videos about dominance, about being this asshole guy, teasing, creating emotional spikes, and then at the same time I've also made content about like, it's really not worth it, like displaying high value and stuff like that. These are all very nuanced things. They come into play in various ways. Like, if you were to just go up to a girl and in the middle of the interaction, you throw out the cool job, or you throw out that you're wearing a cool watch or something like that. Yeah, obviously it's not going to hit, because like you're kind of like coming out of the blue and saying this thing, And so all of these pieces of advice have a time and a place, but really your social intuition should take the front seat, and you should always follow your own social intuition, your social gut. That being said, if you're getting a lot of feedback, like, dang, all these girls I'm talking to, like, they all flake, they all fizzle. Why? Oh, wait, if I look back at my text, like, I'm investing way more. I have a way more, like, forward, flirty, emotional energy. I'm using a lot of emojis or something, and she's not. Okay, yeah. Maybe that advice that one guy said about being a little bit more mysterious and like pacing with her and like matching and mirroring her energy, right? Or like maybe taking a few extra minutes to respond or something like that, right? That stuff might come into play then. And so that's where advice comes in. If you're just like, what's my blind spot? I don't know. Sure, go to the internet. They might have some answers, but ultimately you should follow your own social intuition, because that's how freaking people connect, is by literally just vibing with each other, and maybe it comes out that you're high value, right? And I do believe a centerpiece in attraction and in girls sticking to you is they need to see value, right? Value is a huge word. It's like an overarching thing of everything. Maybe she thinks you're good looking. Maybe she likes your vibe. Maybe she likes that you seem to have a lot of social motion, right? You got a lot of friends, you got a lot of social proof, you're the host of the party. Maybe she just values that you have a great career and you have your shit together, right? Or maybe she values your sense of humor, anything, right? Anything that you can say has value for yourself. Like I said, whether it's your humor, or your career, or your looks, or your, masculinity, or your muscle, anything, right? Value. You gotta have some value, you gotta have a value prop. And yeah, it's great to have, feeling that inbound, right? Inbound is another centerpiece in my opinion. If you're watching content creators on the internet, like you feel an urge to like go book in and speak with them, right? As opposed to them like cold emailing you, hey, are you interested in this? It's like, bro, I never heard of this guy before, right? So yes, from a closing and the sales perspective, like look at Clavicular, right? He's getting all these girls now because why? He's famous. He has a lot of motion. He has a lot of value. All these girls are inbound. They already know of him. They've already heard of him, or they see him in the club and he's got freaking 40 people around him and they're like, wow, this guy like must be famous or something, right? So inbound, value, social intuition. Don't get too autistic with advice on the internet.